How are you?
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good seeing you, man.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Wow. Feels like it's really good research and emotion on that.
You want it over left right now?
Yeah. And then when they walk through.
It's awesome. These things are freaking.
Yeah.
All right, you're good. You're good there.
There you are.
It's not going on my head.
That's why I told you. It's heavy. You look nice. He's very awkward. Well, it's better to be over.
rather me.
I'm not sure.
What's up, bud?
Yo,
Hey, Pete.
Brian, why would we not have this thing? Yeah, made it.
What's your kids though? Good morning. How are you? Good. How are you doing?
not bad. Yeah. And then you would actually have to be nervous. Alright, so they're gonna come down to the middle like here. That's moving to the, I know where it is, but it's moving to the front.
Thank you.
No, Jackie. Oh, I literally watched you in front of me. I pulled off to the gas station real quick. Then I went the other way. I pulled up. Reese! Where's Reese?
Folks, make sure you are in line, please. Make sure you're in line.
Idol.
Hello. Good afternoon and welcome to SPIRE Academy's 2025 graduation ceremony. Whether you are attending this in person or virtually, it is a true honor to stand in front of you today to celebrate this graduating class. Thank you to Grand River Academy for all of your support and cooperation over the years as we've been working towards our accreditation and our chartering process. They have been a true partner walking alongside of us. The voices you will hear today honor the hard work of the senior class and the words of encouragement and wisdom we want to share with you. The students challenge me each day to think creatively, to listen to them with empathy and kindness, to empower them to become their best self. I frequently ask students to trust the process and stay the course, to show up for each other and for themselves, to be grateful to those around them, and to remain genuine and curious. I ask students to think about their sleep, their hydration, their nutrition, and they will all attest that I do not give breaks during class, even when I am substituting for another faculty. In this graduating class, we are honored to have our first four-year senior, many who have been here for at least 2 years, and some who joined in their final chapter of high school. The voices and opinions of each of these students shape SPIRE and informs us to be better each day. Earl Nightingale reminds me every day that we are what we think and we become what we think. I believe each of you has the opportunity to accomplish greatness. It starts with one thought, and I believe this ceremony will offer many opportunities for you to learn and see the potential within each member of this class. I'm humbled to be here with the senior class, faculty, coaches, underclassmen, administration, and all those here to celebrate with us today. Dr. Gina Borst, head of school at Grand River Academy, will begin our ceremony.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Gina Borst, and I am the head of school at Grand River Academy. SPIRE Academy and GRA share an accrediting association, which is why you will see my name on your diploma this year. I want to welcome you to SPIRE Academy's class of 2025 graduation ceremony, a momentous day that we will all have been waiting for. To the parents and families, thank you for being here today, and thank you for entrusting your children at SPIRE. It's not always easy to send your child off to boarding school and allow others to guide them through their high school experience. But rest assured, they have grown and matured during their time at SPIRE. To the faculty and staff, thank you for your tireless work, your sense of humor, and your commitment to guiding these students, not just through academics, but through life. You've worn many hats: teacher, mentor, coach, therapist, and you've done it all with patience, grace, and inspiration. And now to the men and women of the hour, the graduating seniors. You did it. You survived long workouts, hours driving to and from sporting events, late night study sessions, and moments of sheer exhaustion. And you've learned a lot, not just from textbooks, but from your experience. You've learned how to advocate for yourselves, how to lead, how to bounce back from setbacks, and how to live in a diverse community and interact with people that otherwise you may never have had the opportunity of meeting. Today marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. But before you sprint off to the future, take a moment to soak this in. You are part of a special club now, SPIRE Academy graduates, with a tradition of resilience, growth, and success. We are very proud of each of you, not just for what you have accomplished, but for who you have become. So welcome everyone to a celebration of progress, perseverance, and the power of our students becoming adults. Thank you.
I'm a esports student here at SPIRE Academy from Ontario, Canada. And before I start, I just want to say welcome to all parents, staff, family, friends, and especially my biggest supporters in the crowd, my grandparents, my mom, my sister, and all of them. And thank you, Dr. Boris, for the inspiring words. When I was told I had been chosen to speak on behalf of the staff member who was speaking on behalf of the senior class, I was ecstatic. Ms. Hotz has quickly become, over the last year, my favorite teacher I've ever had. Sorry, Mr. Bullock. This year, I treated Ms. Hotz almost like a second mother. Without her, I genuinely don't think I would have made it through this year. I'm not someone who usually likes to talk about what's bothering them, but she made me feel safe and okay to do that. But enough about me, let me say what needs to be said. Ms. Hotz, an English teacher here at SPIRE, was chosen by the senior class to speak today. She's an incredible teacher who doesn't just make her lessons fun and engaging, but she also makes us learn life skills that matter, like time management, discipline, and collaboration. To me, Ms. Hotz embodies the senior class. As much as we all know we didn't want to be there, there were probably days where she didn't want to be there either. Maybe even more than we did. But she stayed. She showed up for us. Checked in on us before even checking in on herself. She kept us going during those godforsaken 7 a.m. classes, reminded us to get in our assignments in on time, something I was especially guilty of, and never stopped encouraging us. If I had to sum up our senior class today in one word, it would be perseverance. And Ms. Hotz persevered right alongside us from day one. In September to now, she was with us every step of the way. I'm incredibly grateful for her, the time and care she gave me, whether it was extra credit work or just letting me rant about my random nonsense. She was always welcoming and always supportive. So, to the senior class, I think we can all agree we owe Ms. Hotz a massive thank you for all the hard work she did for us without us even knowing. So, thank you, Ms. Hotz.
Well, hi, I'm Ms. Hotz. I feel like I have to start out now by saying I actually have a bet going with some of the students to see at what point I'll cry during the speech. So, right now, we're anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds. Loser buys ice cream. So, we'll see if I make it through this speech. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SPIRE Class of 2025's graduation ceremony. It is beyond a blessing and an honor to be here with you today. I truly cannot express how much it means to me that you guys have asked me to speak on your behalf. But like Cohen, I also want to just take a moment to sincerely congratulate all of you, students, parents, families, all of you in the bleachers over here, for this remarkable achievement, because it's a remarkable achievement to have made it through 4 years of high school. So thank you all for being here to celebrate this incredible milestone. And to our students, believe me, it might seem hard to believe, but I remember sitting where you are now and feeling like graduation was an obstacle, a 2-hour obstacle that I had to get through before I could start living my real life. Not along if you are also thinking this. I actually did try to skip my high school graduation. My mother didn't let me. But looking back, I'm really grateful that I didn't. Because I understand that moment for what it really was. This is the intentional closing of one chapter, so that you guys can start the next one with grace. And like Ms. Forst and Dr. Lee said, you should soak this time up, because you won't get to go back in time, at least not yet. So, I hope that you'll see this brief ceremony for what it is, an ending and a beginning, and hopefully it's an exciting one. With that in mind, I promise to keep this speech both short and sweet because I actually did ask the senior class what they wanted out of a speech and they said, can you get us out of there quicker? So I'll keep it brief. All right, so typically this is the part of the speech where I would share a personal history, a story about my struggles and my triumphs, and any of the lessons that I've learned along the way. And there are a lot of lessons that I have learned, typically the hard way. I'm pretty stubborn. But instead, I decided what I wanted to do for you guys was to pass on the advice that my dad gave me when I sat in that same plastic seat with my tassel to the right. They're all to the right, good job guys. It stayed with me my entire life, and I really hope that it gives you the same strength and courage that it gives me even now. So he told me that bravery is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is so much more important than that fear. And it might not seem like it, but, well, okay, at least I hope it doesn't. I'm a pretty anxious person. I tend to worry a lot, and when I was younger, I was afraid of pretty much everything, if we're being honest. I preferred to stay inside and read, rather than face the unpredictable outside world. I didn't take risks. I followed routines. I quite liked routines. I clung to order because it made me feel safe. And I think my dad understood that about me. He knew that I was afraid, but he also knew that I had the capability to let that fear stop me from reaching the things that I had worked so hard for. And I know you guys have worked so hard. Fear would stop me from recognizing all of these amazing opportunities that life has to offer if you're looking in the right places. He wanted me to understand that fear could be powerful, but it wasn't something that I should run from. Instead, it was something that I should use to push me forward. Why am I telling you this, though? You've all probably heard a similar quote at some point in your life. I'm sharing this story because of all the obstacles we face in life. The most intimidating, at least to me, has always been change. And right now, you're standing on the edge of a huge one. This is big. You're officially adults. You have responsibilities. You can vote, enlist, contribute to the economy. That's a big deal. Or further your education. Whatever you do, you're going to make your mark on the world in some small way. And I get it. That's scary. Life doesn't wait until we're ready. It just keeps moving forward. And while you will have many more milestones, some perhaps more significant than this one, you'll graduate from college, you'll begin a career, you might get married, start a family, buy a fish and name him Sushi because you don't want to get attached. That's a true story. But in the end, change is inevitable. But fear does not have to stop you. Instead, I want you to let that fear be a signal. A signal that you're growing and that you're reaching for something meaningful. When you feel uncertain, and believe me, there will be days where you feel uncertain, let that be your cue that you are standing in front of something that truly matters. Be brave, not because you are fearless. I am definitely not fearless. But because you know that what you want is more important than staying comfortable. I'm quoting you, Mr. Duke here. I hope, like my father did for me, that you leave here today with courage. The courage to take risks, the resilience to bounce back when you fail, because there will be failures. And the purpose to keep moving forward, even when that path isn't clear. I hope that you find something that matters more to you than fear. So, to the class of 2025, congratulations. Thank you, genuinely, for letting me be a part of this small moment with you. And thank you to the families, teachers, and staff who have helped get us to this point. You're all amazing. And finally, sorry, that was a full start there. May your next chapter be filled with growth, joy, and just enough fear to remind you that you are alive and ready. I saw that you go. That was a good one, right? Congratulations, and thank you, everyone. Also, you owe me ice cream. I didn't cry.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, members of our faculty, Susan and Patrick Poland, have a video for our senior class.
Good afternoon, esteemed guests and graduates. We are the Polands.
I'm Mr.
And I am Mrs.
I'm Science.
And I'm Math. Our niece had the audacity to get married today and drag us away from SPIRE's 2025 commencement ceremony, and has stripped us of our ability to celebrate with our students in person today. We love her dearly, but we're not very happy with her right now. However, we couldn't pass up the opportunity to take part, if only virtually, to pass along our best wishes to the class of 2025 as they begin embarking on all the amazing paths they've carved for themselves.
But most importantly, we have the distinct pleasure of introducing our valedictorian, Ivan Vanya Suslov. The title of valedictorian is traditionally bestowed on students with the highest academic standing in the graduation class. However, it signifies more than just exceptional grades. It embodies qualities such as dedication, intellectual curiosity, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. A valedictorian sets a standard, not just academically, but in character and contribution to the school community.
Vanya represents so much of what makes SPIRE such an incredible school to teach at. He's well-rounded, bringing a balance of humor, warmth, and genuine interest to every interaction. Whether leading a group project, engaging in thoughtful discussion, or simply sharing a smile in the hallway, Vanya has a unique ability to brighten any space he enters. He truly personifies the spirit and caliber of student we are proud to teach at SPIRE Academy. It has been an absolute pleasure to teach Vanya and to introduce him to you today.
So with that, we'll step aside and we will let Vanya speak for himself, something he does with thoughtfulness, honesty, and clarity. It's been our privilege to watch him grow as a student and as an athlete, and we're proud to now invite him to the stage. Please welcome your 2025 valedictorian, Ivan Vanya Suslov.
Good afternoon, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2025. Today, we stand at the edge of something new. We gather here not to just celebrate a conclusion, but to mark a beginning. Graduation isn't just a finish line, it's a launching pad. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear the sound of thousands of doors opening in front of us. First, let's take a moment to thank the people who got us here. To our teachers, thank you for more than just the lessons and textbooks. Thank you for the early mornings, the late nights spent grading, and the countless emails answered. Thank you for challenging us to think critically, speak thoughtfully, and to grow beyond what we thought we were capable of. You didn't just teach us equations, grammar rules, or historical facts. You taught us resilience, curiosity, and how to believe in ourselves, even when we were unsure. Your dedication, patience, and passion has left a mark on us that will carry for the rest of our lives. To our families, thank you for being our foundation. Thank you for believing in us when we doubt ourselves. For the late nights you stayed up worrying with us, and the early mornings you faced with a smile, so we could start fresh. Your sacrifices, big and small, often went unnoticed, but they were never unappreciated. We would not be standing here today without the strength you lent us, and we have none left of our own. To our friends, Thank you for being our chosen family along the way, for the inside jokes, the spontaneous adventures, and the shoulders to cry on. Thank you for making the hard days a little easier and the good days even brighter. You reminded us to laugh, to breathe, and to take breaks. In this ever-changing world, you've been a constant. The people who saw us for who we really are. The memories we've made together will echo through our lives long after today. To our coaches, thank you for being more than just instructors on the field or the track. You taught us discipline, perseverance, and what it means to commit to something bigger than ourselves. You saw potential in us when we were tired, frustrated, or unsure, and you pushed us to dig deeper, to go further. You showed us how to win with humility and lose with grace, how to be teammates who lift each other up, and how to face challenges with grit and heart. The lessons you taught us about leadership, resilience, and character go far beyond the game. Thank you for every early morning, every late practice, every word of encouragement, and every time you believed in us, even when we didn't believe in ourselves. As we prepare to step forward into the next chapter of our lives, we do so with full hearts, knowing we didn't walk this path alone. Every step we've taken has been guided, supported, and uplifted by all of you. And for that, we are endlessly grateful. When I look at this class, I see more than just students. I see athletes, dreamers, leaders, and change makers. We've grown through challenges we've never expected, but we persevered. We found new ways to connect, to learn, and to lead. High school taught us formulas and essays, yes, but more importantly, it taught us resilience, collaboration, and empathy. We learned that success is not always about being the loudest voice in the room, but sometimes being the one who listens. We learned that setbacks don't define us, but our responses to them do. As we step into the next chapter, whether it's college, a job, or a gap year, or even an adventure yet unimagined, I hope we carry forward not just the knowledge we've gained, but the courage to stay curious, the strength to be kind, and the determination to keep growing. We are not just the class of 2025, we are a generation of potential. And now it's our turn to shape the world with our actions, our ideas, and our hearts. Congratulations, graduates. The future is waiting. Thank you.
At this time, I have the honor and privilege to introduce the SPIRE Awards. Over the last 4 years, as SPIRE worked to establish itself as an academic program within a sport-focused academy, the faculty collaborated to create the SPIRE Academy Awards. Based on the core values the students created alongside of we faculty and coaches, each award represents an integral part of the academic journey, and upperclassmen chosen for these awards truly embody this academic trait throughout the school year. The awards are based on SPIRE's core values of scholarship, performance, inclusion, resilience, and empathy.
SPIRE. Scholarship isn't just about being smart, completing all the work, or getting best grades. It's also about staying curious, asking thoughtful questions, and always striving to learn more. You see it displayed here in students who think through problems, show resiliency when things become challenging. Scholarship involves sharing your knowledge and opinions with others, whether that be helping out a classmate, or making sure that us teachers aren't left hanging for too long when trying to have group discussions. This year's SPIRE Scholarship Award candidate embodies all of these qualities and more. I wish her the best of luck in the future, and I'm proud to recognize Libby Hudson.
At SPIRE Academy, performance is the heartbeat of our community, a blend of dedication, determination, and excellence. This afternoon, we honor a student athlete who embodies this value. In track and women's basketball, her skill and leadership shine. Beyond athletics, her commitment in the classroom and support for peers reflect the SPIRE spirit. Performance means pushing the limits and embracing challenges, and this student does so daily. Her example inspires us to turn potential into action. It is my privilege to present this performance award to Annie McDonald.
Good afternoon, everyone. The next award is for the core value of inclusion. The student who is nominated for this award exemplifies this value through his outgoing, friendly attitude and his amazing ability to speak many languages. He goes out of his way to greet others and converse with them in their native languages, making them feel at home in a faraway place. This student surely has a bright future ahead of him, and others would do well to follow his example, making the world a warmer place. I am proud to announce that the recipient of this award is the person who will understand this. I'm going to try my best. Halala, halala, Indiahi Usananawi, and Gemepulilo Yako. Lily, Fifi Shamwe.
Overcoming obstacles and continuing to strive for the goals that have been set, keeping a positive attitude and mindset in the face of adversity, and noticeably growing as a student in spite of setbacks. I have had the pleasure of walking alongside this young woman for the past 2 years as she challenged herself to be a better writer and thinker. She spent hours in my office grappling with questions of friendship and family, health and teammates, simply life. There were days of laughter and many days of tears. She shared her journey of surgeries and overcoming setbacks to pursue her athletic passions. This year, she was not able to compete because she needed to have major surgery, not on one hip, but both of her hips. Rather than stay home, she chose to come back to SPIRE to rehab and continue to move forward toward her personal aspirations. Her courage and determination, patience in the process, and smile through the tears challenged me each day to be a better human. It is with deep respect and gratitude that I get to give this year's recipient of the Resilience Award to Joelle Scott.
Okay, hello, good morning, everybody. I guess it's good afternoon now. Good afternoon to students, parents, families, and the faculty. It's my great privilege to present one of the most meaningful honors we have at SPIRE, the Award for Empathy. We define empathy at SPIRE as being compassionate, conscientious, and genuinely concerned for the well-being of those around us. It means checking in on a classmate who is having a tough day, offering help or advice when it is needed most, and treating everyone with respect, not just when it's easy, but always. This year's recipient has lived out that definition from the very beginning. He once said, when he was quite young, that he wanted to make the world a better place through sport. That intention wasn't a passing thought. It has become the foundation of how he shows up in our community every single day. Whether he's in the classroom, out on the court, or simply walking across campus, this student demonstrates a quiet, steady care of others. He encourages his peers, looks out for those who need a boost, and consistently helps create a space where others feel seen, valued, and respected. What's remarkable is that empathy is not performative. It's simply a part of who he is. Through both action and attitude, he reminds us all of the power of kindness and the strength it takes to put others first. So today we honor not just what he does, but how he does it, with heart, with purpose, and the vision that started long ago and continues to grow. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Empathy Award, Jakub Uchisinski.
Good afternoon. We're going to be presenting the All-Around SPIRE Award. Each year, the SPIRE All-Around Award honors a student, male and female, who embodies 5 powerful values.
Values that we celebrate here at SPIRE: scholarship, performance, inclusion, resilience, and empathy.
This year's male recipient has demonstrated all 5 of these values consistently in his time here. He has excelled in the classroom with curiosity and drive, performed with heart and discipline, and made sure no one ever felt left out. He's faced challenges with quiet strength, never losing his kindness or compassion. He's not just a high achiever, he's a bridge builder, a steady presence, and someone who truly leads by example. I've been blessed to teach this young man for 2 years. In those 2 years, I've witnessed him put each of these SPIRE qualities into action with his peers, teachers, and coaches. Today, we recognize just what he's done, but who he is. And I'm going to miss him. So it's my great honor to present the SPIRE All-Around Award to Hugo Senyo.
It is my great pleasure to introduce a student who truly embodies the spirit and purpose of SPIRE. Someone who leads by example, inspires those around them, and continually strives to grow in every area of life. She represents the very best of what SPIRE stands for. I had the pleasure of having her in class, watching her succeed in her sport, and growing and just passing her by with a smile. She is curious, motivated, and always willing to go the extra mile. Not just to succeed, but to understand, to ask thoughtful questions, and to engage deeply in learning and sport. As a leader, she stands out, the way she uplifts others and steps in to help create change within the academy space. Whether working on a team project, organizing school activities through student council and NHS, she leads with integrity, kindness, and confidence. SPIRE is about personal growth, about rising to challenges and becoming your best self. She is a student who lives that journey every day, with scholarship, performance, inclusion, resilience, and empathy. So please give a warm welcome to someone who truly represents value and vision of SPIRE, Morgan Wagner.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Duke. I'm SPIRE Academy's Dean of Students, and I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming this year's commencement speaker. I am confident that you're going to enjoy this. I am confident that this message will go home to our students, and it's something that they will draw from for the rest of their lives. Babe Kwasniak is a civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army for Ohio. At the age of 43, he was the youngest appointed civilian aide in the United States. He is a leadership coach, motivational speaker for Diligent Plans. Coach Kwasniak was the head basketball coach at Cornerstone Christian Academy in Willoughby, Ohio, where they just made the Ohio High School State Championship game this past season and lost to the eventual champs. All 4 years he was at the helm at Cornerstone Christian Academy. His combined record was 84 wins and 25 losses. His son, Quinn Kwasniak, is the Ohio High School all-time leading scorer and three-point shooter. Coach Quaz was at his alma mater, Villa Angela St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, Ohio, from 2010 to 2020. In that span, his team won 5 state championships, 2013, 2015, 2017. 3 state championships. He has 5 state championships as an individual. His teams played in an astonishing 5 straight state championship games. Overall, in his 14 years of coaching in high school, his combined record is 264 wins and 97 losses, including a state best 68-10 in this state tournament. He also coached the Armed Forces team to go ahead and win 3 gold medals against international competition. Mr. Kwasniak worked as a sales director for Ampath, the world's largest cancer molecular testing company, where he managed access of $38 million. In 2004, he was Ameripath's Rookie of the Year. In 2010, he was the Sales Director of the Year. In 4 different years, he made it into the President's Club for the company's highest achievers. Babe Kwasniak is a 1999 graduate of the United States Military Academy at West Point, where he was commissioned as an infantry officer, which means that he graduated with honors. In 2004, he was honorably discharged as a captain. He was awarded the Army Achievement Medal, the Army Commendation Medal, and the Army Merited Service Medal, along with the Army's Global War on Terrorism Medal. Coach Kwasniak loves to speak about how to build high-performance teams in any sector. He is a passionate advocate, a keynote speaker for veterans tackling challenges such as post-traumatic stress, transition difficulties, and suicide ideations. In 2020, he was inducted into the Ohio High School Veterans Hall of Fame, the Ohio Veteran Hall of Fame, with members such as former President Ulysses S. Grant, Neil Armstrong, John Glenn, and Ohio State football coach Woody Hayes. He and his wife, Dr. Lauren Kwasniak, have 3 sons and reside in Chesterland, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our keynote speaker, Babe Kwasniak.
Is Coach Boyle here? No, he's not. Yeah, because I'm thinking those basketball stats probably wouldn't impress him. I can't thank Dr. Reddy and my guy, Mr. Duke, enough for this opportunity. I was supposed to be at West Point's graduation today because the president was speaking. And being here, just seeing the nomenclature of how y'all are set up, how you are all athletes, and from 18 countries in this class, right, Doctor? And just to see the genuine authenticity, right? This is so real. Where I wasn't going to be at the dog and pony show, right, for the president. Hopefully Doge isn't going to see me say that. But this is, and just listening to your teacher talk, this is so real. I want to talk about to you today about how we become a drop of oil in a bucket of water. Right? You're a member of a great team. Everybody wants results, okay? And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. We don't just get results, right? There's a process, I think, as your folks or as your admin was telling you, right? What happens is we exhibit behaviors that get those results. Those behaviors come from the culture that you have. And I can tell you right now, just from being here for 10 minutes, you guys absolutely have a high-performing culture. And then that culture is established by the leader, right? So you look at any organization, it always comes down to the leader. So what we try to do in the Army, in building high-performing teams, what I try to do in every aspect of my life is build leaders. So it's not just results, it's leaders who produce the culture has performance behaviors. Now those behaviors, okay, come to the results. Okay, so these are my two best examples. The worst organization in the history of probably mankind, the Cleveland Browns. And this is going to be interactive. No one laughed at that? I mean, I know we got international folks, but like nobody hates the Browns. And then my favorite organization, which is Chick-fil-A. Can someone give me something that Chick-fil-A does that exhibits their behaviors? My pleasure, right? Every single time, my pleasure. What's your name? Chloe, great job. Right? My pleasure. Make those type of things make a difference. So I'm going to tell you about the best coach I ever had in the United States military, in the armed forces. He gave me what is a great concept of how to build a leader, okay, and doing it through a team. And for me, it was perfect because I was a basketball coach and I was a basketball player, and it's like your 5 fingers on your 5 fingers on your hand, right? We're going to talk about what needs to happen in order to bring that hand together. All right, the first one is the pinky finger, which is you got to be coachable. Any of you all, we have some superstars here, right? Any of you all have 35,000 likes on Instagram? All right, you suck. I won. Okay. You have to be coachable. There's 3 types of people in this world: those who know, those who don't know, and those who don't know that they don't know. Right? So, as a coach, as a leader, if you're wasting your time on that third section, you're probably doing exactly that. You're wasting your time. Understand that these coaches, these teachers, these administrators, when they correct you, they're correcting your behavior, not you as a person. And guess what? Discipline is one of the highest forms of love. If they didn't love you, they would just let it go. I'm telling you, when I talk about being authentic, I can see the love on this side of the room. I give this example of Steph because I worked with him for 6 years, and I can remember the first time being in a film session with him. We had the 30 best players in the country, and they were all talking about, they're all oohing and ahhing with all these moves he was doing. And then at one point he said, yo, Coach Kerr don't like me to do that because we're only allowed to have the ball for 4 seconds. And I'm thinking to myself, here's the most skilled player in the absolute world, right? And he's coachable. So what does that say, right, for us? And then that picture on the right was, I got to go through a workout with him, which talk about the easiest job in the world, besides being the needed discipline at SPIRE Academy, it's rebounding for Steph Curry. Okay. All right. So my next is your ring finger, right? Which is family, right? Any of y'all know the difference between a teammate and a friend? Wow, we really taught you a lot, right? All right. To me, friends are people you like the same music, right? You hang out together. Right? Teammates are people you have the same values with. All right? And I love this because you guys are athletes, right? And it's in my opinion that the Army is the greatest, the United States Army is the greatest team in the world. I know we have 18 countries here. I was in 34 countries. These 2 guys that are right next to me in this picture we're both Olympic athletes. The relationships we made in terms of teams taught me like a teammate they won't tell you I'm going to be there for you. They just show up. The power of presence. And y'all are in a day and age where it's just so hard. It's so hard because these relationships are miles and miles wide, but they're an inch deep. There's no substance to them. Yeah, that's my person on Instagram. Yeah, this is my. Well, you know what? If you love somebody, you just show up. Learn to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Ooh. Okay, yeah. All right, this is the middle finger. We have middle fingers. Who's our middle finger? There's some middle fingers in there. Has to be. She's laughing. She's a middle finger right there. Yep. I can tell. Yep. All right. My theory on this is the middle finger is you can win with crazy. You can't win with lazy. Right? If you have to tell a horse to giddy up, you're going to have some problems. But when I got to say, whoa, we're going to be okay. All right, we're going to be okay. Like Coach Duke was saying, I use my 2 examples. These are my 2 sons. Guy in the camouflage had a 4.7 in high school. He was all-state in 4 sports. He looks like his mother, or he'd be the complete package. Okay. And this guy on the right, like he was talking about, or the guy on the left, Quinn is going to Merrimack. All-time leading scorer, 3,342 points. Went by a guy named LeBron James. And there's only been 3 dudes in the history of high school basketball to make 303, he's gonna be 562 of them. Not both because of their talent, both because of having a mentality of nothing's gonna work until I do. Right? If we put up what the world owes you, it's that blank wall right there. Right? It's absolutely nothing. Working hard does not guarantee success. Give me your eyes on this one, y'all. Give me your eyes. Give me your eyes. Working hard doesn't guarantee success. Without it, you have no chance. Right? You have no chance. In 2015, I tried to kill myself in this city, in Geneva. That's where I tried to drive off a cliff. I actually went back, ironically, I was at an AAU tournament here, and I went back, and I don't know, y'all, I don't remember if that barrier was there. I was depressed, I was anxious. Depression I describe as not emotions, it's a state of being. And I wasn't happy, I wasn't sad, I couldn't feel anything. Parlay that with anxiety, which your teacher did a better job of describing it than I could. But I would say anxiety is like being in a room that has no light, absence of light, but your eyes just get used to the dark. So you can't feel anything, and then you feel everything. That results in hell. Really, really hard. I tried to take my life in 2015, and then I had many other attempts. Right? When I was your age, I never had a suicidal thought in my life. Never. And then here I was, West Point, like he was saying, youngest civilian aide in the history of the United States Army, it's been around for 100 years. I'm the last guy in the world that anybody would have thought this would happen. Okay? You guys know the courage right there. Coach Collins, who is on the bottom left, can't believe we're explaining who Coach Collins is, man, I can know. Right? That's the guy who coached Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Right? He's the guy who coached Michael Jordan. So I was going to watch one of my old players play who was at Northwestern. They were going to play Ohio State. And I was eating a Costco cheeseburger in the middle of the night. And Coach Collins looked me right in the eye. He said, Captain Quaz, you're not okay. Except he used the word that's not in the Bible. Right? He's like, you're not okay. And if Coach Collins didn't tell me what I needed to hear and not what I wanted to hear, I would not be standing here right now talking to you. I was at the point where there was no way I was going to help myself. And when I see people say, hey, when you reach out, just call if you need anything. When I was at that point, I needed somebody else to reach down and pick me up. And this past fall, Coach Collins went Hall of Fame. I was sitting next to Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, no big deal, a couple other big names, and you guys saved my life. Forever, and that's it, right? It's going to sound like a bad Netflix movie, but in February 17th of COVID, in the middle, these are my two best friends. OJ to the right in the white shirt. I got a call from the guy in the black shirt, and he told me that, he said, Quas, where are you? I said, I'm driving my 10-year-old home. He said, pull over. I said, I work at the Pentagon for veterans with suicidal ideations all the time, and I don't say you can get used to it because you never do. But he goes, you need to pull over. I'm like, Brian, what is it? He said, OJ shot his wife 6 times, and he took his own life. I said, OJ shot himself 6 times, and he took his own life. Over here to the left is Jennifer. You can see her with a trachea in. Now you can see her, that's 4 years later after 19 plastic surgeries. Isn't that amazing? He was what I think was schizophrenic. They lost electricity in Dallas, and he was, she was shaking him on the couch, and he wasn't responding, so she went and called 911, and he was shooting at what I believe to be the voices. And she told me when the bullets were hitting her teeth, she got shot in the mouth, y'all. You know the first thing she thought of? The last thing I ate was a salad. It should have been a flipping cheeseburger. That was what she was thinking. And I'm gonna die, right? And I'm gonna die. Post-traumatic stress syndrome. What most civilians won't understand is it's not killing someone or watching someone be killed. It's not like a video game. It's the guilt that comes along with letting your friend down. I have people all the time say, man, if you didn't go through the Army, you wouldn't have gone through that. You know what I say to them? I feel sorry for them because you've never felt so strongly about somebody that you would rather die than let that person to your left or your right down. So again, I don't want to make this a Netflix story, but that guy next to him, Brian, who was not suicidal, he calls me 2 years later, June 28th of 2022, and his wife called, and my wife's like, why is Amy calling? Like, I have no idea. My poor 9-year-old was now 10, or was now 11. And I got on the phone and she said, babe, Brian's gone. He wasn't even suicidal. I promise you. I promise you. OJ dying just crushed him. Just absolutely crushed him. These are his two, that's, I don't know why I came up backwards. Those are his two daughters at Michigan State. I'm going to have to walk them down the aisle. Right? Both these two guys at one point saved my life. Right? Now they're not here. The power of showing up. The pointing finger is leading, right? And what is the definition of leadership? In my definition is it's making people better. And think about that. There's no app for that. There's no matter what happens in technology, what your teachers are able to do, what your coaches are able to do. Hey, raise your hand if you've had a coach or a teacher believe in you more than you believe in yourself. That's perfect. That's leading. This was the guy who basically I learned the most from leadership. He had 3 daughters, one that ran the Olympics, another one who played lacrosse at Oregon, and the third one runs huge business in Germany. This is General Robert Brooks Brown. He played for Coach K at Army. And one of the things that's always stayed with me, which I saw here right away, is soldiers don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Right? So you want to be a leader, it's not about you, it's about your people. And you know, I hear folks say all the time, like, hey, I'm drama free. Well, then sell ice cream, okay, or make Christmas cards. Because if you're in leadership, right, doctor, it is inevitable, right? It is inevitable, and leadership makes the difference, okay, between winning and losing. Last thing I want to say is when I tried to kill myself in 2015, I didn't tell anybody. I went 5 years. It was until COVID, so I actually. And there were 3 different things that happened, and one of them was working with a volleyball team where a girl took her life, and I went home and told my wife, I'll never not tell my story again. And she goes, you're not going to help everybody. I said, well, can I help one person? Won't that make it worth it? And ever since then, so I went on a podcast with a guy named David Nurse, who was Coach Nurse's nephew, and I basically told my story. It got 1 million something hits. Unbelievable. So I couldn't tell this guy when he got back from Iraq and Afghanistan. This guy was like a father to me. Taught me how to grill, taught me how to be a man, taught me everything I needed to know. And I couldn't tell him. And his ADHD is worse than mine. This guy makes coffee notes. He's nuts. And I said, sir, listen to this podcast. It's 12 and a half minutes. He said, I just want to say, sir, please listen to this podcast. He listens to it. I'll get emotional just talking about it. And he calls me, he said, Cloth, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I felt like I hadn't eaten, and I was just cold, wet, and hungry, and all I wanted was the sun to hit my face. And that man saying that to me, like, meant more than anything I've ever heard. I'm so proud of you. Then he goes, you are going to help so many people. And I'm like, whoa, sir, whoa. I said, sir, I told my story. I'm good. Like, I want to talk about how awesome I am. I want to talk about all the stats that Mr. Duke was giving you. Not the worst time of my life. I don't want to talk about this. And he said, no, Claus, you're going to have to. Okay? I believe in you. I'm proud of you, and I believe in you. And that belief's going to help people. And then finally, I got super emotional because I was telling you about his 3 daughters who were like, I won't even say sisters to me, they were like daughters to me. And I started crying, and I said, hey, sir, could you tell Patty, Kristen, Kelly, and Abby? And he said, babe, do you think they're going to love you any less? They love you no matter what. They love you no matter what. I'm proud of you. I believe in you. I love you. Leaders always use that vernacular. And then finally, the thumb. This is what brings everybody together, right? Okay, when you talk about leadership, and for me, it's been my faith. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not a guy holding up a Bible verse. I'm just a guy trying to drive a cliff, and I'm still here. I'm a guy who was at the bridge on the flats thinking, like, I'm going to end it, God. You give me one sign on why I shouldn't go. And he played One More Night by Phil Collins. I still tell my pastor, I'm like, that's the best worship song now. He said, that ain't a worship song. He said, it is for me. One more night. Sometimes you get, and for anyone here that's struggling, I promise you, just give it one more night. I promise you it'll get better. Because that's when you're in that spot, you don't see hope. And I'm telling you, there's hope out there you never even dreamed of hoping for. Okay, after I was named Civilian Secretary of the Army, we were at Cedar Point, and this guy comes up to me. I spoke in front of like 2,000 people. This guy comes up to me. He's like, "Sir, can I give you a hug?" I'm like, "Yeah, brother, get in there for the real thing." And if you don't know the military, this hat means he was in first cav, which was after Vietnam, which the Army had a race and a drug problem. Like, no joke. So I'm like, I remember thinking to myself, this dude's seen some stuff. So he went to give me a Purple Heart coin. And I said, sir, I can't accept that. Like, I know what that means. I can't take that. And he said, he goes, I don't know why I came here tonight. I wasn't even invited. He's like, I just knew you was a basketball coach, and I know I served in the military. I thought this would be interesting. This still gets me. And he goes, I just asked God. You said you have 3 boys, and you thought they'd be better off without you. I have a son who's 28 years old. He had 3 daughters. And I've always prayed. I know I can't bring him back, but I just want to know why he did what he did. And when you said you actually thought that your kids were better off without you, and here we are. This was right during the whole Floyd stuff. Here we are, white guy, black guy, just sobbing, just sobbing over there together. That thumb can mean so many things, right? It can mean thumbs down. We can be looking for a ride, right? It can mean thumbs up, okay? But to me, what it means is I'm taking this hand and I'm making a fist, right? I promise you this. You're going to remember your classes. Sorry, teachers. You're going to remember the games. You know what you're going to remember the most? The person to your left and your right. And these people who influence your life. So there is going to come time, and that's my favorite part about the thumb. You know what it says to me? And she was talking about the perseverance. Get up. Get up. And there's going to come a moment in your life where you're not going to want to get up. And you know what? At that moment, you need that person to your left and your right, which you should have a relationship now for the rest of your life, to come pick you up. All right? God bless all you guys. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Thanks, Faith. Seniors, we ready to graduate? I thought so. To present our graduates with diplomas will be Dean of Academics here at SPIRE Academy, Dr. Catherine Reedy. We ask that you please refrain from clapping your hands until after each person receives their diploma. This way we can celebrate the entire class at once. Students, after we announce your name, please receive your diploma and flowers. Now I have the hardest job of the afternoon, announcing all of our graduates. I just want to say this, guys, congratulations, and I'm really looking forward to see the progression of you in your careers moving forward from SPIRE. So at this time, can the first row please stand? Julian Amick. Yusuf Ahmad. Elsa Baldasano Martinez. Anthony M. Bardinelli, Jr. Alicio Cavallinias. Rock Kosas. Logan Cole. Christopher Cox II. Ronan Fife. Carissa Frederick. Christiana Gordon. Devin James Hall. Libby Ann Hudson. Ryan John Kennedy. Second row, please stand. Dennis Kodakov. Life Crumbine. Thompson Leo. Marco Lazaro. Brady Lehman. Landis Tucker Mailer. Ashley Mondelante. Martine Masso Walsh. Ava Rose McCartney. Kellen Nicholas McCullough. Annabelle McDonald. LaRouche Morley. Chloe Mullins. McLean Moxglow. Arsini Nicotine. At this time, will the third row please stand? Noe O'Brien. Sophia Polanco. Derek Polk Jr. Samuel Reich. Joao Pedro Fanado. Colin Ross. Arpit Sanana. Joel Scott. Hugo Signo. Upelele Shongwe. Emilio Sue Gomez. Ivan Suslov. Brooklyn L. Taylor. Tiara Tome. Will the final row please stand? Jakub Yushasinski. Alex Varon. Morgan Wagner. Sean E. Walters. Peyton Riley Wheeler. Cohen Yates. Students, at this time, please stand. Students, at this time, please stand. See the faces that have invested so much in your academic experience, have invested so much in your experience here at SPIRE. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the class of 2025 here at SPIRE Academy. At this time, we have declared you as high school graduates. Please take your tassel and move it to the left-hand side of your Although it's a tradition, seniors, to toss our caps now, SPIRE tradition is a bit different. We ask that seniors wait to the end of the ceremony to do so. There will be a presentation to where you can toss your caps in honor of your graduation here at SPIRE Academy. One more time for our class of 2025. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, McLean Muxglove will end our ceremony with our flower presentation.
You brute. That's okay, I'm by the six-pack.
You may wonder why each of us received flowers. Yes, it looks nice, but the real reason is because starting with the 2022 class of SPIRE Academy, they created a tradition where seniors have the opportunity to acknowledge people in their life who have positively impacted them this year or any time during their lives. During our graduation practice, all the students were asked to think about people who impacted their lives, whether it was emotionally, physically, or even distantly in the background. As we talked, many of us identified people here, at home, and in other moments of our life who impacted us and helped us to get where we are today. The administration encouraged us to reach out to those people, even if they are not here today to celebrate with us. If today isn't your day to get a flower, don't worry. Your day will come later on down this winding road we call life. We recognize everything each and one of you in the audience has done for us, whether it be this year, over many years, or just a moment. We want to acknowledge the efforts of everyone sitting in the audience today. Thank you all. We wouldn't be here without you.
Stand up and take a few minutes to go deliver your flowers and then return to your seats.
Flower, bro. You just gotta get one to. Where's Blue Red? Where's Blue Red? Meg. Where's Blue Red?
please make their way back to their seats, please?
I'm honored to introduce this year's student speaker. This student athlete has been a staple in our community, being someone her peers can come to whenever they need. Without further ado, please welcome Brooklyn Taylor to the stage.
If I'm being completely honest with all of you, I'm really nervous to talk today. The best advice I got was to picture the entire audience in their underwear, but to be honest with you, I just kind of feel a bit more uncomfortable. So, thank you for the introduction. Before I go on, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today and celebrating us, and I'd also like to thank everybody who voted for me, giving me the opportunity to stand for you all today. Now, class of 2025, welcome to our graduation. Since it's my first and only year here at SPIRE, I contemplated for a long time about what I was actually going to talk about today. Through all the debating, I landed on one common theme: sports. Surprising, I know. As much as our teachers and Dr. Reedy hate to hear it, we in fact did not come to SPIRE for the 2-hour-long classes at 7 a.m. When I pictured my senior year, like I'm sure we all did, I saw another year outside the kids I've known since elementary school. Except this year, it included prom, senior pranks, and a few extra days of skipping school and chalking it up to senioritis. But instead, we all chose to leave our family, friends, and lives back home to come pursue our individual sports dreams here in very cold and windy Geneva, Ohio. Regardless of the below freezing temperatures and the 6 feet of snow, throughout the past 9 months, we were all able to accomplish something extraordinary. Not only did we better ourselves as student athletes, most of us did so hundreds of miles away from our homes, learning many valuable lessons along the way in all of those mandatory Wednesday morning town halls. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is the importance of self-motivation. Someone once said, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. After being surrounded the past year by some of the best athletes within our respective sports, I can attest that that saying is true. Self-motivation is quite literally the only way you'll make it in sports, finding whatever it is that rationalizes willingly choosing to go and run repeat 300s. Thank you, Coach Karan. So whatever that motivation is for you, hold on to it and never let your fear of failure stop you from trying. Because failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. SPIRE taught us the importance in failure the hard way, but let me leave you with the knowledge that nothing is more important than those around you. Like I'm sure most of us did, I find myself wishing for those never-ending weeks in the middle of February to move just a little bit faster. As I stand before you all today, I'm living to regret all of that rushing. I'm sad to know that in a matter of hours, we go from living down the hall to each other back to the 50 countries that SPIRE students represent. As much as everyone hates long speeches, there's a part of me that never wants to let this one end. At the conclusion of this ceremony comes the goodbyes, the hugs, the promises to stay in touch, the quiet moments when it really hits us that this chapter of our lives is closing. And while that might feel heavy, it's also a sign that something very special happened here. We formed bonds beyond friendships, beyond differences, beyond borders, and we became a family. So take pride in what you've achieved, but even more so, take pride in the person you've become because of the people around you. These are the friendships that shaped us, the late night talks, the shared struggles, the laughter in the hallways of our dorms, and the lessons we didn't know we were learning until now. So as our high school careers come to an end, carry those memories with you, and let them remind you of who you are and where you came from. Let me remind you not to be a stranger. Know that no matter where life takes you, this place, these people, will always be a part of your stories. So to our families, thank you for believing in our dreams and giving us this opportunity. To my parents, thank you for always reminding me I could do anything I put my mind to. And to my siblings, Thank you for always reminding our parents why I am their favorite child. To our coaches and teachers, thank you for demanding our best because you know what we are capable of. And to my fellow graduates, thank you for being a familiar face. I hope in the future, if we ever cross paths, you never hesitate to come say hello. Now seniors, if it's all right with you, I'd really like to have the absolute pleasure to break us down one last time. Ready? Break. Thank you.
Knowing we're really, really close to the end, I know you're ready to go. Now, 30 more seconds. We would like to thank everyone for joining us today as we celebrate the accomplishments of SPIRE's 2025 graduating class. You've heard a lot today, and I want to leave you with a few important ideas. Yes, pay very close attention to nutrition, sleep, and hydration, but pay close attention to gratitudes and those you are grateful for each day. Try not to judge people, but rather judge your opinions and really analyze them. Take time to teach others. You have all taught me each and every day. Continue to do that, as that is honestly the best way to learn. Finally, you are all powerful and amazing people. You may not have figured that out yet, but the words shared today and over your time at SPIRE hopefully inspire you to realize the capacity you have. I've seen in each of you the respect you have for your peers and adults in the community. Continue that as you move forward. Finally, remember that life is short and every day a miracle. Try to savor each moment and celebrate the wins and the could have been better. Every day is an opportunity to be 1% better. Cherish this moment we shared together, and with that, seniors, please feel free to toss your caps in honor of completion of your high school career. Sit for 2 seconds. Sit. We look forward to hearing of your successes as you begin your journey beyond SPIRE. Students will now recess out with the reception and photographs following. Thank you. Everybody stand up.
Gosh, my shins were hurting from that. It's like Sally and Joe. Joe, man, I've been coming here 25 years. Yeah. Giant. Oh, and stuff. Oh, that's your teaching stuff for Brownville. That was her first teaching job, what, 45 years ago? You must keep it. Why don't we get this just the ladies now. Oh, I guess it's they didn't come to one hand or only 2 people in our whole life have come to every one of our houses. You guys are close. Yeah. You didn't come to oral banking. Oral banking. Joshua? Oh, yeah, Gus is only yeah, after Gus gets married for the third time, all bets are off. He said he's gone back to any graduation. No, they missed their road, brother. Should I go this way? Yeah. That's so awesome. Alright, one like this. Are you okay? I didn't get a picture of The Christmas vacation. Clark Griswold. Remember Clark Griswold?
That is hilarious.
Preach.
I wish I would have grabbed lottery. All right. Congratulations again.
How many kids are in the class total?
For the seniors, I think about 80.
And some of them were here.
Right.
They're doing the things
Right? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I guess you need to give
Check it. Make sure it's
You never know.
I have scissors.
Oh, shoot. Big Mac.
Hey, I love your shoes. Can you
Yeah, that's for you indeed.
My friend is a Christmas one more
Thought we take a seat.
Yeah, I feel like it. I feel like it. Man.
Let's go. Thank you.
When I graduate, you guys don't have to come.
Oh, yes.
I'm not. Anybody that doesn't want to come doesn't have to come.
Alright, all my favorite students.
This is boring. This is.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we get an invite, I'll show up. After you graduation next year, I'm sure it's not there. I can there, but not. I mean,